All right, we move to the other part of the field, and I'm looking for the midfield. Looking for the midfield. Oh, all right. Greetings, viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to another episode of the Off the Bench podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Gona, and I'm joined today again by the Reezy Boss, Rich for Sports. Reezy Boss, how you doing?
I'm well, giving thanks, giving thanks. It's been some Gold Cup campaign for the Reggae Boys, so I'm still dealing with the fallout from that. But yeah, reasons for optimism.
All right. So while we look at the fallout, as you put it, we're here to give the boys a grade for their performance, right? So what we're going to do today, we're not going to each player individually. We're going to the goalkeepers, so one grade for the goalkeepers from 1 to 10, one grade for all the defenders from 1 to 10, same for the midfielders, same for the forward line players. All right? So let's
Cool.
start with the goalkeepers. Andre Blake, for one, conceded what? 4 goals. The team overall conceded 5 goals during the campaign. And I believe who the goal was scored on? Wait. Yes, Wait conceded the other one in the Trinidad game. But all goalkeepers got a chance to play. Young Connor Boyce Clark getting a few minutes at the end of the Trinidad game as well. So everybody touched a fee, but what grade would you give the goalkeepers? What combined grade would you give the goalkeepers? For me, considered 5 goals in 5 games. I would say it's a little bit over average. I give them a 6.5. Even though we had we had 2 clean sheets back to back. Let's put it to a 7. Give them a 7. What say you?
You know, it looks like we're singing from the same hymn sheet. Coach Hyman, I hope you're watching and listening. Viewers and subscribers, Air Division and the Reason Boss singing from the same hymn sheet. Do you know that I went up to a 7, then I went down to a 6.5 just to finalize and streamline it. But when you've said 7, I'm gonna have to go back to a 7, and I have no problems with that. I think that I think they deserved it. I think I'm gonna give the 7 particularly because Connor Boyce Clark got his cap, got some appearance time, knows that he's a part of the team and that he's not just on the bench. Waite performed and Blake performed. Did very well against Guatemala. I was a little disappointed with the free kick. I was wondering if he could do a little better on the free kick. He went with his.
No
He
chance.
looked a bit. Yeah,
He had no chance.
he looked a little awkward. He looked a little awkward. He went with what seemingly was his left arm across his body, trying to get there instead of trying to palm it away. But it was a very well directed free kick. But 7 out of 10 for the goalkeepers, no problem with that. We've got a good crop of goalkeepers. I must say, I'm impressed with the crop of goalkeepers Jamaica has. I don't think we have an issue where that is concerned. It's arguably one of our strongest areas.
All right, let's move to the defenders. We had a lot of goals in that back line, Razor Boss. Goal from Deshaun Bernard, Damon Lowe, and we were saved by the bell in the Guatemala game. Amari Bell getting the winner in that tough encounter with the Guatemalans. So overall, again, debut for Deshaun Bernard. He did well. From he came into the team, he secured that spot. Kudos to Mariap as well. Damon Lowe got suspended for 1 game. Maybe it was at fault for the third game against Mexico. For third goal, sorry, against Mexico. 2 clean sheets. It's mixed bag. It's kind of mixed, but I'll go with a 6.5 for defenders. What say you?
I'm going to go a little harsh. I could go 6.5. I'm going to go 6. I'm going to go 6. Why? Because I think with hard work, time together, I think that the team, the defense, can become even stronger. I think Javane Brown still is a work in progress. Coach Jaime gave confidence and showed him confidence by selecting him for the Mexican game to start. But I thought that he came up a little short. I think Lembakisa would have been the better bet. But that's hindsight. Coach Jaime trusted Javane Brown, and as I said, he brought down the Mexican player along with Damian Lowe. It was him who brought down the player that brought on the free kick that brought Mexico's second in that semi-final. And I think that third goal, yes, we were pressing. The first goal was a counter, and it showed some of the old weaknesses in the Jamaican defense. You can't have a ball sprayed out wide to the left, and an attacker, a flanker, has so much time, copious amounts of time to pick a pass, play a pass without any pressure into the penalty area, and it just falls into the lap of a waiting Mexican forward who's got time to almost miscontrol the ball and still have opportunity and plenty of time to pick his spot. And the look of Jamaican defenders almost standing on ceremony, waiting, reacting, and finding that it's way too late. 6 out of 10 suggests that there's more work to be done without question or hesitation. They can't rest on their laurels. Mariappa is not getting any younger. Deshaun Bernard, a very good find. Damon Lowe, full of heart and tenacity, pace, power, but still he can be a little rash, and that can be made. Well, we can be made to pay for such rashness. So it's a work in progress still. And if we have any better defenders, the likes of Ethan Pinnock, much missed. Ethan Pinnock ensured that a 6 out of 10 is where the reason boss marks this defense. Amari Bell, big up yourself.
All right, we move to the other part of the field, and I'm looking for the midfield. Looking for the midfield. Oh, Kevin Lambert, Joel Atebodier, Daniel Johnson. That's pretty much our center midfield. Core, we got an assist from Latibodier. We got a goal from Russell, or mention Russell as well. Got a goal from Russell. Good performances from Lambert. But in the end, in the bigger games, I should say, USA game, Mexico game, the midfield was a bit lacking. Still searching, still searching for the midfield. But overall, I think the midfield was pretty average. So I will go with the score of 5 for the midfield. What say you?
I'm going to go 4.5. I could go 5, no problem with that, but I'm going to go 4.5. Again, there's plenty of room for improvement. Salutes to Letterbaudet and Kevin Lambert, who played a couple of his finest games for the national team. But whether it's through tiredness, lack of creativity, lack of that combative, high footballing IQ, we found that that central midfield area was a definite weak spot. We've got a terrific looking on paper forward line, but that forward line needs the ball to be played to them often, well, and they need to be supported, um, acting as runners, sometimes decoy runners, and providing problems for the opponents. And too many times we found them, if not ball watching, uh, chasing shadows or not there. And as a result, they were too much on the back foot and weren't the offensive presence that opponents would balk at. St. Kitts and Nevis is one thing, dominating and being in the penalty box, as we saw with the likes of Russell, finding himself with copious amounts of time to place his effort into the goal. But St. Kitts and Nevis and Trinidad and Tobago are a level or two below this Reggae Boys team and many other teams in the Concacaf region. We need an improved central midfield axis. Daniel Johnson's hardworking. The Bobby Reeds, they play their part. Bobby Reed is like a 3-in-1 player. He's an attacker, a defender, and a midfielder. But we do need, and thankfully, we're going to have hopefully the cavalry coming in. And it's needed. It's needed. I said it before the competition started. If you want to go far in the Gold Cup, you need a competitive midfield. You need a competitive midfield. Panama has one. Mexico has one. America had one of a kind, but they were found lacking. Jamaica has work to do. 4.5 to the point of 5 at best. We need work, and we need it fast.
All right, moving to the other era, which we have seen a lot of improvement, are, we have a new look attacking, what should I call it? Quartet, Fantastic Four,
Indeed.
plus others, because we have to big up Shaman Nicholson, Whisper, Corey Burke, but the entire front line, mainly led by Mikel Antonio, Bobby Reed, Leon Bailey, and Demarai Gray. They got goals, they got assists, but persons would say that we needed more from especially the Fantastic Four. In the big game, they were not so fantastic, Reese Boss. Most of the game, we didn't see them. But for me, the overall score, and I think they did a lot of work, they did a lot of good work, even if they did not score or got an assist. They were always a threat, especially on the counter, with the pace and the power, and especially Mikel Antonio with the hold-up play. So I want to be kind with this one. I'm going with a 7. And, they got the majority of that 7 in the group stages and the quarterfinal, pretty much. Because as the games got tougher, we saw less and less of the attackers. So I'm going with a score of 7. What say you?
I'm going just a little bit below. An excellent summation, Eddie Vision. Viewers and subscribers, Eddie knows his football. Calls it as he sees it. Very sober-minded, but bang on the money. I'm going 6.5. Again, I'm leaving room for improvement. They shone against the weaker teams, a present threat, sufficient and enough of a threat for the international media. Cool. To be calling them out, shining the spotlight on them, identifying Jamaica's attacking threats as arguably the strongest in the CONCACAF region. That is a ringing endorsement. It shows that we do have players of quality and reputation. Demarai Gray, a great introduction to the Reggae Boy team. He's still getting to know the formations and his colleagues in the shirt. Antonio occupying 2-3 defenders and midfielders at the same time. Leon Bailey seemed to be consistently showing good form for the Reggae Boys, and hopefully he will learn about releasing the ball earlier, quicker, simpler, because he's got talented players to the left and right and in front of him. Shamar, limited game time, and he missed a terrific opportunity against Mexico. The ball falling into his lap, plenty of time to find the target. Test Ochoa blazed it wide of the mark. He'll have been disappointed that he didn't test the goalkeeper. Bobby Reed, hard working, ever industrious, big up. But there's room for improvement, and this was a sober lesson against Mexico because that was a step up compared, as I said, to the likes of the Soca Warriors and St. Kitts and Nevis. Even the American team, who in my opinion is a C- team, they eventually fell to Panama on penalties, and they struggled against a very poor Canadian team, a C- Canadian team. So all in all, the Jamaican forward line, Premier League quality. Repeat, Premier League, arguably the finest league in the world. These players should be shining in the Concacaf region. But as you said, Eddie, against Mexico, less productive, less clinical edge, no goals scored. We went out 3-0 to Mexico. That cannot be overlooked in no way, shape, or form. 6.5 from London, England.
All right, and the last person, very important person, Coach Algrimson. We did a video. We got a lot of stick from persons when we say that Coach Algrimson was on thin ice. Remember that video? He's no longer on thin ice, people. You know, because he made it out the group and he progressed to the semi-final. So kudos. But leading up to the Gold Cup, it wasn't pretty. It didn't look like he could ever win a game. But he won games, got results, looked better, as in the team looked better. He got the players to gel, and mind you, he's just having these players, most of these players for the first time, integrating. And I think he did a reasonable good job. Persons will still talk about his in-game management, especially with his substitutions. At the end of games, the same problems keep coming up. We conceded late goals, which we did in the Mexico game. The game was already over, but we still conceded late. And I think that's something that we need to cut out. We did it in the US game and now in the Mexico game as well. So we need to cut that out. And, the coach was saying that the team was playing too open. The first Mexico goal, we were very open as well. So there are a lot of things to work on. He's still building the team where he's the boss. But I'm impressed overall though, despite some of the shortcomings. So I will give him a 7 for the Gold Cup performance. Still a lot to improve on, but a 7.
I'm going to go, and I think Coach Jaime can take it on the chin, because I too am impressed with his communication skills, his openness, his commitment to the cause, getting a band of brothers together. They seem to be expressing themselves off the pitch, but we want to see them express themselves on the pitch. That takes time. In fact, as I speak these words, I'm going to increase my score from a 6 to a 6.5. A 6.5, just behind the 7 of yourself, Eddie Guna, for Coach Jaime Hallgrimsson. He has the mother of all challenges as well as opportunities. The fan base, them belly full, but them hungry. He got the Jamaican team to the semi-finals, but some people would have said he could have gone further. This was the ideal opportunity for the Reggae Boyz A team, minus a Ethan Pinnock and a Ravel Morrison. It was a strong team, a strong Reggae Boyz contingent who had the expressed desire to win the Gold Cup. And that 3-0 loss, I don't think that anyone expected that level of a defeat. And I think that the selections of the likes of Brown, if he'd done his homework, some say, and I can attest to this, if he'd done his homework, would he have really entrusted Brown for this particular game? Or would he have gone with Lembakisa, who looked so good against Mexico in the Azteca? That midfield selection, no Ravel Morrison, limited opportunities for DJ, going with that midfield access of Letty Bodair and Kevin Lambert, the 4-4-2 type formation. Questions will be asked, and rightfully so. And in the press conference, Coach Hallgrimsson was in reflective mode. He was asked the questions that you likes of yourself and myself and the Jamaican social content creators were asking. And I think he's in reflective mood. He will have really received a wake-up call after this particular loss. I think it hit him quite hard, considering the bonhomie, the feel-good factor, and the steeliness and determination of the Reggae Boyz. This loss, I think, had him asking questions. Is that midfield good enough? Did I make the right decision? Coach Amir, we trust the process. You're still learning about Jamaica and the Concacaf region. And we trust and hope that you continue to do the work, do your research, rewind, come again, because the games will be coming thick and fast. Big games call for big players and big performances. We have it in us to do everything that you want and the Jamaican public demand. We'll trust the process and you trust yourself and your instincts to bring out the full and best flavor for the Reggae Boyz going forward, because we have the ability in the Jamaican diaspora, across the Jamaican diaspora, playing at the highest level, overseas, in America, in Europe, in England. There's more to come from these Reggae Boyz. We don't want to come short. Let us reach for the stars. Let's reach for the sky, the stars. And if we fall on the clouds, so be it. What do you say?
You know, you kind of convinced me to lower my score to a 6.7. So 6.7 for Coach Algrimson. But in closing, I'm going to grade the Reggae Boy fans, the fan base across the world, Jamaica and the diaspora. They were excellent throughout the entire tournament. I give the fans a 10. A person traveled to the US to attend the games. I was there, I was in Chicago for the USA game. And I love the support that I saw there. So big up the fans. There were a lot of positive movements, positive talks throughout the tournament. We might be hearing some negative now, but throughout the tournament was all positive. We're gonna win this, and we're improving, we're doing well. So 10 for the fan base, and I'm going to close it here. So thanks for watching. This is another episode of the Off the Bench podcast. I'm Eddie Gona, joined by the Reezy Boss, Rich for Sports. Go over there to his YouTube channel and subscribe. Good stuff. And we're out here. So, you know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe.
Check out the link.
Hey, this is Amanite, Reggae Boy Goalkeeper, and you're watching Eddie Vision channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, guys. Peace.